It's cold in here, man. BJ, number 19 in the nation. What did they hit? Was it 19?
I think so, yeah.
How about that, man? Is it the first time ever?
No.
Oh, game day's coming? Yeah. That's going to be a good game, man. 5-0. 5-0, man. How about that? No question. No question. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are having a good start to the week. So let's keep rolling.
I guess the first question is, we just did a 30-minute press conference and we talked about defense for like 30 seconds. Pump up the defense, I guess. I mean, you obviously played a big role on Saturday night. The star of the night was the offense, but what role did you see this defense contributing to that victory?
Yeah, it was just a great team win. You know, I'm really proud of our team coming together like they did, and I mean, honestly, seeing a couple of our players after the game, just tears in their eyes, just finally the hard work that they've put in, finally seeing it come to fruition with a good team win. And so, obviously, there's a lot of things that we're excited to grow as the whole team, all three phases. But I mean, it choked me up on the, walking down from the box and being on the field, seeing our guys, tears in their eyes, just because finally they're like, man, the work they put in all this time to finally be able to get a really good win on the blue. Just did my heart a ton of joy, and I'm really proud of how our guys are playing. Still a lot to clean up defensively, but our guys are playing hard. I mean, every game we played in, like, these guys are playing their tails off. Now we've got to grow in a lot of different things, but I'm excited where we're going, and I know our guys are too. So from across the board, there's a lot to grow in. And I told the defense the same thing yesterday. I'm proud of how hard our guys are playing. They're playing it relentless. Now we just got to continue to clean and grow things up week to week, and you always want to get better week to week, and that's what we're focused on. There's a long list of what that is, but I'm proud of our guys, man. I love coaching this group. It's a great group of guys. We got a great staff, and I'm excited to see them fly around the field the way they are and doing it in a disciplined way.
We're talking about a guy like DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Shea Oladipo said last week he's the best guy on the team at being himself.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's waited his time in an era in college sports where guys transfer out.
No question.
How cool is it to see him stay and that pay off for him?
It just, I mean, he's a phenomenal young man, and I bet if you took a poll of all our players, he'd be one of everyone's favorite player. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can be on offense, defense. You just love being around DJ because he's always got some joke, always something to talk about. Like, he's just an engaging guy. And to your point, Jay, I mean, he's paid his dues. And even last year, backing up Zeke, got some good run, but not even close to the extent he did now. And in the offseason was not the guy coming to my office, Coach, I want to play more. Coach, I should be starting. The move him to Will was something we talked about as a staff because of how he just kept prepping and training and the play he had. And it's like, we got to get this guy in to be one of the starting 11. But all he does is work. From how he preps, he's probably up there right now studying film, saying, I mean, that's just who he is. No different when he's in the classroom. He gets great grades because that's, as a competitor, you don't know how to turn it off, right? If I'm in class, I'm going to do a really good job in this class I'm in. If you're on the football field prepping for a game, it's going to be the same. And so it just does my heart a ton of joy because I love DJ. I love all these kids, but DJ is just a phenomenal young man. Seeing him, the hard work that he's put in, and he's been a warrior this year. I mean, he plays a ton, and we put him all over the place, and he lives in that training room, and he gets his body ready to go show up on game day. And still's got a lot that he can improve on and grow in, and no one wants to improve that more than himself, right? He's up there finding a way to continue to take steps.
Did he have a chance last year to maybe take one of those starting jobs or get some starts, or did he really just make that much progress this offseason?
He made a big jump this offseason, but he was a good player last year. I mean, there was not a lot of drop-off at all when DJ would come in. He played a good amount, but just with Riley and Zeke, those were two guys that played a lot of football at that point, and DJ played as well, but just that was the rotation we had last year. And in the offseason, he had a great offseason, and so he just kept taking steps, and now he's able to – well, everyone's able to kind of see what DJ can do now, but it's not all of a sudden lightning struck and DJ is just making these plays. Like, he works his tail off since he walked on campus 5 years ago. Like, that's who DJ Schramm is, and he's low ego, high output in everything he does. Doesn't look for anybody to point the finger. He's always telling people how great they are. Hey, coach, great play. I'm like, no, DJ, that's a great tackle, right? That's you making the play. Like, he's just that guy. I mean, he's humble and hungry, which we talk about with our team. That's him.
What are the Boneyard Boys?
Can't speak to it. It's a The BYB is something that our group's kind of come up for the past couple of years, and it's something that it's like Fight Club. I got to pretend like I don't know what you're talking about, Jay. Next question.
You guys have been so good against the pass this season. Opposing Mountain West quarterbacks through 2 games are 11 of 44 for 131 yards. I know the test this week's going to be more, a stiffer challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Why have you guys been so good, and how will that apply to this week?
Yeah, I mean, across the board, it's just our guys really finding ways how to prep and do a really good job with understanding, okay, how are we being attacked? And we're going to be attacked differently than maybe a different defense is from an offense. Obviously, every offense has their bones of who they are and what they want to be, but our guys are doing a phenomenal job with how they prep. And I say this every week, and I mean this is, defense plays with confidence or they don't play with confidence is created through how a team handles their prep from Sunday to kickoff. And there's still ways we're trying to fine-tune and find better ways to do it, but our guys are doing it at a high level right now in how they practice and how they prep. So when they go on the field, they can understand the hash split rules and what's coming. And at the end of the day, they're doing a good job playing hard. And when you play hard, you can make plays because you're around the football. And we talk a lot, like, production's at the ball. And guys are getting to the football, we're finishing plays, and so good things happen. And so in regards to the pass, and it's putting our guys in situations and calls that they're very comfortable on. And they have a huge part in it in regards to understanding, okay, this is our plan against these guys, and this is how we're going to be attacked. So they know that. And we have a back end, and we have a group where they can handle that. They can handle, okay, this is the weakness in this coverage, this is the strength in these coverages, and this is how we can disguise and do some certain things to help us out. But hats off to our players in a lot of different ways. But the biggest thing for me is just how they're prepping and how hard they're playing. There's a lot to clean up. There's a lot of things that we need to take a big step in. But it brings tears to my eyes because I love these kids and seeing them, how hard they go out there and play, no matter what the situation is, where we're out in the field. I love these guys.
With Fresno State, and I guess they just announced Hainers out again, what are you seeing from their offense without him?
Yeah, they have a group of probably one of the best group of skills that we've seen all year. One of the best. I mean, from receivers to tailbacks, the backup quarterback number 10 that played obviously just the end of the SC game and then against UConn. He's a good player. Seeing him operate the game at the end of the USC game. Obviously they ran into some issues against UConn, but he's a good player. They got speed at every receiver spot. They got really good tight ends. And honestly, I think Coach Tedford and Coach Moore are some of the best offensive minds, around. To be honest, when we've had battles against them back when Tedford was there from 17, 18, and they will always find ways to attack what you do defensively. And that's what it's always tough going against them because they're gonna be combing through all our film to see, okay, how can we attack these guys? What are some weaknesses? They're not just gonna go out there and just, all right, we're going to do the same old, same old. They do a great job finding weaknesses, and so it's going to be a test for us. Every time we play Fresno State, it's obviously a monster game for us, but even defensively speaking, they always create a bunch of issues that we got to be ready to attack.
The fall starts, the crowd's been tremendous.
Tremendous.
This season. What does that do for you as a defensive coordinator? Obviously, the yardage, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But in addition to that, Spencer, how would
it is, and Boise Nation has been unbelievable. It's 7 false starts, I believe, this last game, and I could even be off on that. It's a absolute game changer. Not only just to your point, not only just the 5 yards, but it's the confidence builder. You see the rest of our guys get into it and I think it breeds a we are in this together feeling, not only from like the fans are on the field with our guys on defense when they're out there and talking with our players. They absolutely, it just juices him up. Scott Matlock is one of his favorite things to do when he sees. He's just like he's like I'm a part of this thing, and that's what you love about this game, and that's what you love about playing in Boise, Idaho, where these fans are phenomenal and they love this team. They want this team to be successful, and they came out and they've been in a strong way. But it's a huge advantage for us, and it's an advantage that we're going to continue to need going forward.
How often does it allow you to change what you're going to do or call? Are there 5 yards to be a lot depending on the down?
Oh yeah.
What is your initial reaction? And are there situations where you go, oh, I can dial this up now?
No question. Then there are some situations in the game, and you go from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7. That's way different. and being able to then get in situations where, okay, this is a 50-50 down for him, run pass. Now it's obviously more favored to the pass, and it changes the game. And especially even early on a drive, you're going from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15. Same thing, different situation now. And so we can get to some things that you wouldn't be able to get to if it was just 1st and 10. I think it just for an offense having to operate with that kind of noise at that level when you need to be operating obviously at a precise level, it's a huge asset for us, and it's complete hats off to our fans and our players buying and thriving. And it's something that when we talk about protecting the blue, like, we know what that means, and we do not take that lightly. I know our players don't. That we know when our fans come, they expect us to defend that blue, and we will.
You guys were just fantastic inside the red zone. Even, heck, it was almost within the 5. Aside from effort and intensity, because that's going to be heightened around there, what do you do as a play caller to get your guys in the right position with the end zone so close?
Yeah, at the end of the day, once again, hats off to our players. It's them executing it. It's them understanding where they're at in the field. So 100%, it's all our players. They understand that where they're at, where we're being attacked. And my goal, more times than anything, is just put them in situations where they can be successful, from calls where they can operate and make plays. And at the end of the day, that's what they do, guys. It's them understanding that we use the mentality down there 3 or nothing. It doesn't matter why or how we got down there. It's either a mistake we made on defense, could be special teams, could be an interception, but we use the mentality. It's 3 or nothing. A team gets in the red zone, we are going to hold them to a field goal or 0, and that's what we strive to do every time we're down there. And but no, hats off to our players. It's them executing, it's them finding ways to finish those drives and hold them to a field goal.
We talk about intensity, mentality, all this stuff on defense. Where does selflessness fit into a good defense? And I look at like a play where Tarlos takes the sack and you guys stunned under Matlock. And, people as talented as Scott probably would just want to go after the quarterback.
Yeah.
But where does that kind of selflessness fit in? And then you get George a little running back on that play.
Yeah. Well, Jay, it's everything on defense. That's why I love coaching defense, because we don't, I don't make play calls. There's not a play call so Spencer Danielson can get this sack or this guy can get an interception. Now, there's certain calls that will move the stress to where someone might be in a better situation, but it's everybody's play to make when the ball's snapped. And so, but creating, a defense, the only way it can work is with guys that are selfless and get to the football, and because the second one guy doesn't do his job and all he's trying to do is make a play, you are 100% going to leave your brother hanging out to dry. Could be in the pass game, run game, whatever it is. And if egos creep in, and what I mean by egos is I just want to make a play just so I can get the credit, you're not going to be good on defense. Now, it's something you always fight, because ego is something that you're always working to make sure that you handle, but it's also having a defense that's that close. I think this is one of the closest groups that we've had, so no different if maybe I'm not the one that made that sack, but I'm so excited for my brother that he made it, because I know the work he put in. I was with him when he ran those decks. I know the work he's done or the injuries he's come back from to be in this situation. I think not perfect, but I think we've got a lot of that across our defense right now, where it's a group of 11 guys on the field that are going to hunt that ball, and they're going to be very excited if it's them or someone else makes the play, because they know the work that's been put into get in that situation. But you need to. That's where the humble and hungry is for our whole team, but especially on defense, because if you don't do your job, you're going to leave someone hanging out to dry. Good, bad, indifferent, it's not going to be a good thing for us. And so making sure that our guys understand, if you do your job, plays are going to come to you. Plays are going to come to your brother. And at the end of the day, you don't want to be a good player on a bad defense. I tell them that. You want to be a good player on an elite defense, which takes all 11 guys doing their job selflessly to get the job done. That's what it is. And living on that razor's edge, because it can be good in the first half, good in the second, or good in the second quarter, good in the third quarter. You have a bad fourth quarter, you're going to lose the football game. And so it's just that razor's edge where guys that you have to always be on and ready to respond to whatever's coming, because if you ease into things, you're not going to play good defense, and you're going to obviously give up stuff you shouldn't.
Good offense just from watching the film every week. What has made Dirk Cutter, why is he such a great offensive mind and a great play caller?
Yeah, Coach Cutter's resume speaks for himself. The times I've been around him, and I can't speak to the exact game plans and how they got done what they did on Friday, but I just know I'm very excited about what they did. It was awesome to see. Just our team win was really what got me excited. I mean, you go. Defense got us, start the second half. We get an interception, and then 2 plays later, it's boom, boom. And just seeing our sideline, the fans erupt, it was just, once again, brings tears to my eyes because it's just seeing them like the work paid off. But to your question with Coach Cutter, I mean, he's coached so much football, understands how to attack defenses and how to use his personnel he has and use their strengths, and obviously that showed up in the game, and I can only bet that it's only going to improve and get better because he's only been at the helm for now, 9 days, and so just excited where it's going, and I know our staff and our players are as well.
Andy was pretty open about the fact that Sam was going to be part of the game plan moving forward. As a DC, how tough is it to prepare for 2 quarterbacks, especially 2 that have very different skill sets like Taylor and Sam?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, looking at what they put on film against San Diego State, I mean, it's going to be a lot to game plan because you obviously got to – and Talon can throw the ball well too. I mean, he can throw the ball a mile, and then you got Sam who hit that big-time shot across the middle, and both of them are phenomenal young men. They're going to prep their tails off. So it's going to be a lot to game plan for, and I know Coach Cutter's dialing some stuff in, and as I know he will be doing. So it'll be tough, and especially with the weapons you have at running back and on the outside it's going to be tough to game plan. And I know just as a whole group they're going to do a good job getting a good plan together.